When you have a vision of where you're going, it begins to map the course. And so if you're taking notes, listen, this is so critical. When you know where you're going, joy fuels your journey to get there. When you know where you're going, joy fuels your journey to get there. Think about it with me for a moment. Anytime we've gone into a new endeavor, a new opportunity, we're always excited. We're always full of joy. We're always enthusiastic. All right? It's like two people that are about to get married. You get around them or they've just been married and they're like, wow, all this is going to happen. They have such a bright future in store. They have all these grand ideas of what this is going to bring. And all older couples know when you get around newlyweds, I think it's infectious. But you can also have that cynical side where older couples kind of elbow one another and say, they're new. Just wait. Okay, but we go into a new venture, or you becoming parents. You know, married people are going to have children and bring children into the world. New parents have such ideas. Okay, they're excited. They're absolutely joyous. Man, a child is coming. My kid's going to get into school. My kid's going to do amazing things. We're going to be a great family. We're going to have family vacation. They have all this vision, all this enthusiasm, all this excitement that you go into it with, right? Or like a new job comes along, right? Any new job is like, man, I'm going to climb the ladder. I'm going to be able to use my gifts and talents. Man, this is going to be amazing. This is going to be wonderful. Anytime we go into a new endeavor, and even this year, maybe you kind of went into the year and you have a vision of, getting out of debt, getting financially healthy, or maybe getting in shape, eating better, and all the rest, and want to live longer on this front. Whatever the case may be, whenever you go into it new, it brings excitement. It brings joy. It's like when I took over, when I became the senior leader at our church, in 2004, okay? When I walked into it, it was like, this is amazing, this is exciting, it's so joyous, all these things envisioning that God's gonna do, all the amazing part. But guess what? We're all excited until what? Until challenges, okay, until hardships, till difficulties come along. I mean, I went into it all excited, but guess what? Life happens. You love people, but people are people, okay? And they bring their own challenges, or just what this job would entail. What would it cost? I mean, you don't always know all those ends of it. I mean, when I went into it, I don't know if I navigated it correctly and all, but what's the cost on the family? I remember that the very first time when my kids were young, we had tickets. We wanted to take our children to the circus. We were excited. We were all planning on this, and guess what happened? Right before the day we were supposed, or a couple days before the day, a significant member of our congregation died. And so I had to do a funeral on the day in which we were taken. So my sister actually took my kids to the circus. Now, I don't lament or back, but here's the point. We're all excited. We're all full with enthusiasm because, listen, the word enthusiasm, whether you realize it or not, the word enthusiasm has its roots in Christianity. It comes from the Greek word enthusos, and comes from two words in Greek, the word en, which means in, like in English, and the word theo, God. When Greek philosophers were looking at Christians, they had to try to describe this joy that emanated from them. This absolute, it was something, and so this is what they came up with. This is what they coined as a term, enthusos, one in whom God dwells. So enthusiasm literally means to be filled with God. And so when you're filled with joy, when you're filled with that anticipation, okay, it's staying full, but the challenge is we go into it brand new, and we're all excited, we're all enthusiastic, but how do you remain there? Because that's the challenge, is staying full. It's kind of like our cars are amazing that they can take us places, but guess what? You can only go as far as the gas in your tank. No matter how amazing your smartphone is, no matter how many apps you have on it and the things it can do, if you don't charge it, it's nothing better than a paperweight, right? And so you have to do, and that's the challenge. Because why? Because we're human. You know what? The scriptures tell us that for New Testament believers, we are to stay full of the Holy Spirit. The Apostle Paul, writing to the believers in the city of Ephesus, said, be being filled. He did a little play on words. Why? Because we leak. Why? Because life has a way of happening. Where we're once full of something, something else comes along that attempts to fill us with something else instead. So our challenge is to remain full. Our challenge is to stay full of God, because to reach our destination, to reach the place we want to go, it's joy that fuels our journey, not just at the beginning, but all the way through. Look at this.